Hello and welcome everybody to a new edition.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah, to a new edition of the Crypto Crew. We got a good show today. We're going to talk about a lot of things. We want to talk about some individual coins. We're going to talk about the industry as a whole.
Yeah.
Ups, downs, and why we are in a great place. So you stay tuned. We'll be back right after the open. Okay, we're back. All right, we love to run that little open. It's a lot of fun. All right, everybody. Well, listen, everybody's concerned about the market, up and down. Carl, you and I talked last time we were on the air. It's not as bad as...
Well, it dipped below 7,000 today.
Did it bother us?
It didn't bother us. We're cool cucumbers.
Cool as a cucumber. Well, Carl,
stay in your lane, man.
Carl, remember just a little while ago, we were putting up a chart on this show. $6,000. We hit $6,000. We didn't go below 6.
Nope.
And where did we start?
Oh, we started at
$1,200.
$1,200.
Yep, we sure did. We started down at that.
$1,200 last year.
I'll tell you what we need to do is we need to bring
We'll take
up.
a look at it again.
We need to bring up the chart that Carl, you and I talked about last time, and it's just a real eye-opener here. This is a chart which was in an article that we had looked at, and I guess I should bring up that article if I can. Let me see if I can bring up that article here. Well, no, I can't. I can't bring up the article because it's on the Facebook page, and I don't want to take the time to look it up, guys. I'll go back to the actual chart. I got to tease everybody with that chart. Look at this chart. Now, what you see, Marvin? Why don't you just comment on it?
Well, it's a pattern of it's the history of Bitcoin since 2010. It has a bull market, and then it has a bear market. It has a bull market, then it has a bear market.
Well, this shows two bear markets on this chart. All right, it shows two bear markets, but there's lots of little bears that come along the way and bulls that go along the way with this journey in Bitcoin. And this is just one coin, the main, original, decentralized cryptocurrency, and it is very eye-opening.
But it's staggering, guys, when you look at the days that it tells you how long it was in a bull market or if it was in a bear market, and the percentage that was earned through that process. So you can't get scared and run away from Bitcoin.
Bring that chart back up.
Let me see. Don't do that.
Okay, look at this. Look at the chart. Okay, what's happening toward the end?
You want to grab this thing right here and show it? Just point it over there.
Okay, look at this. What's happening toward the end of 2010?
Yep.
It's peaking and then what?
It goes down.
It's going down. Okay, what is that right there?
That's about the middle. That's about the middle of 2013.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's go here. Let's bring it up to date almost. What is that right there?
That's where we were in January.
Okay. Now you notice something. What? This is high, right?
Right.
That's a higher high.
And there's another highest.
Higher high. But let's back up a little. You got a higher high and a what?
Lower low.
That's the key. You always want higher highs and lower lows. Higher highs and lower lows. As long as you got that pattern. How they say in my neighborhood, it's cool in the game.
It's cool in the game.
Well, you know, what I like about that chart is that it actually disproves the FUD.
It does.
I mean, it disproves the FUD. I mean, there's one thing you can count on is history.
Right.
Okay? History has a timeline, and it has places along the way that you can document, especially in a financial history, to what the value is at that point in time. And that's what that chart does. And it is history. It is nothing more than facts. You can talk about the future, and that's kind of speculative.
Yeah, you're just projecting.
You're projecting. Yeah. It's just a good educated guess. But history is 2020. You know, they say, you know, history's hindsight is 2020. So we're looking at hindsight here. Let's go back to this hindsight and take a look. All the way back here in 2010, under $10. We all have talked about this.
Yes. Yeah.
If I'd have had $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, boy, even at this lower amount, look how much money.
10 cents.
10 cents. And it took a long time. It took before it went up to $29.
That's 1 year.
Yeah, it took a year to go to $29. Then it dropped back
over
163 days
to
$2.05.
But that's 29. That's 29 times.
It went up 29 times.
29 times from what you started
in a year.
In a year,
when it first started.
What's the problem?
Well, evidently, there must have been some good FUD going on at the time, and everybody saw, oh, this can't be, and
right. I mean, when you look at Bitcoin, it's phenomenal. It's no denying. It's phenomenal, the returns that Bitcoin has provided over the years. Whether you had to wait a year or 2 years, the return on Bitcoin is phenomenal. It's so phenomenal that Wall Street is looking over the wall.
Well, Wall Street is way beyond that, really.
They are climbing over.
Actually, they are jumping into it both feet. And if you are smart, you'll do the same thing. The thing about it is, I don't know if it's just new adoption of technology that we, you know, I guess everybody that had a flip phone for a while held on to them and said, well, that smartphone ain't, you know, very good. That ain't, you know, what would you even mess with a flip phone nowadays?
Well,
I mean, when you've got a phone that has all kinds of functionality like this, why in the heck would you, you know? So the adoption of this thing is
that's all it is.
But at the beginning, I'm sure there's a lot of people, oh boy, I like this phone, it flips.
It's adoption.
And you got some old hold-ons that are still getting a flip phone.
People still holding on, and they haven't entered into the cryptocurrency world. It's not going to go away. We know we're going. If you got any insight, you know you're going to get some pushback. You're going to get pushback from certain industries because this is a new technology. And we keep saying it before. They told you not to watch TV. They told you not to get in a car. They told you black and white TV was the best thing that was out.
That's right.
Now you got 4K. You got all these technologies, airplane, all this stuff, man. You can't be fear-based when it comes to this, and you can't forget your fundamentals.
It's not a fad. It is not a fad. If people, they just got their heads in the sand if you think it's a fad. Now, you got friends and relatives that are, you know, oh, yeah, that's just a dark money. They're using it for drugs and all that kind of
stuff. It's called ignorance.
It's really ignorance.
That's what that's called.
It's just flat. As a matter of fact, I wrote a book. I'm going to give myself
Pump it up.
I'm going to pump it up here. My book's come out. Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Your Roadmap to Success. You can go on Amazon, buy it, or you can get in touch with me and I can get you a copy. Now, I go over this in the book, and this is not a big, thick book, but it is a great book to get you.
Nice, quick read.
It's a quick read. It gets you, kind of wraps up the whole thing. But I do a deal on this adoption of technology in here. You can't see it on the screen. But anyway, it's a Rogers, a guy by the Everett Rogers, a PhD professor in 1962, he published his renowned Diffusion of Innovations, and he talks about how different things like VCRs, TV, color TV, radio, different technologies and how they increase and how they're adopted over time. They don't jump up real fast, but they jump up pretty fast. And that's what's happening with Bitcoin, but still a lot of people aren't adopting it.
You know why people are not adopting it? Because they're operating from their paradigm that they have every day. Okay, take for instance, like if you walk into a company.
Oh, you mean this paradigm right here?
Yeah.
That one, where they got dollars in their pocket, and that's what they've used all their life.
All their life.
They've used some dollars. And that, boy, see how quick he grabbed my dollar?
I grabbed that money quick.
It ain't very much, it's about $18. But anyway, That's right. There's roots to that.
Okay, think about it. Okay, take an employee. Let's say an employee walks through that door, and the owner walks through that door. Now the employee walking through the door, his job is to put the wizard. This is what he's supposed to do: is twist the wizard all day. All day he's twisting the wizard. But the owner walking through there, he's concerned about taxes, doing advertising. You see what I'm saying? And this is with cryptocurrency. Most people go into cryptocurrency trying to put the widget in the door, where it requires you to be an owner. You have to know everything.
Well,
so
that's right. It's
people
not
think
as,
a certain
it's
way,
not, yeah, I know.
And then we're going to tell now you got to think like an owner.
Well, you got to be a central bank. You got to be your own bank.
Right.
People don't want to do that. They want everybody to do it for them.
Yep. Just
But
put the money in the bank.
people who did become a central bank, they are the ones. I tell you, don't worry about where they're going on vacation.
Oh, look, guys, this is a wild ride. This is a 5-year ride. For some people, it's going to be 10 years. It's just simply that. This is going to be around, and the better you familiarize yourself with it, the better off you will be to take advantage of the cryptocurrency market in the world. It's here.
Yep.
It's here. It's in its infancy stage, and so that's why it's getting pushed back. I heard this guy say this. He says an ant has no obligation or any pushback for a boot. So in other words, there are powers that be that's trying to stump out cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
They trying to stump it out.
Well, you
They're
know,
trying to wipe it out.
well, it's through.
Yeah.
They're trying to FUD it out with all kinds of the press. And you know who owns the press is the people who are in power right now, who have the money supply, who have they own the banks, they own the big stock, the company. They own also the communication companies, and they are putting out the talking points. They're putting out the talking
Every
points every day. And if it's Bitcoin's up today, it's out of favor the next. Excuse me, I'm sorry. The next day, and it's up in favor to this day, and the people out there who haven't really delved into it, they can't tell FUD from good news or bad news.
And now, who's pushing this market? Is it the young people or the old heads?
The young.
The young people, they're pushing this.
Well, it's going to affect them more than it's going to affect.
Right.
And they want a fairer system. They want a better system. And they see that the current cronyism and monopolies have made it hard for them to enter into prosperity. In other words, there's caps put on there.
Yep.
But here's the other time to this too. Look, if you don't understand money, you're not going to be able to
understand money.
If you don't understand money,
That's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
you think, okay, this is the other part that nobody talks about. Your perspective is based on what you keep hearing. Whether it's true or not, that's not even the point. The point is, what are you hearing the most?
True.
Because that's how you're going to perceive something. What you hear about it the most, whether it's true. That's up to you to kind of get down a little deeper into it.
And find out, get the facts.
If you keep hearing Bitcoin is bad, if you keep saying altcoins is nothing, it's only about $300 billion, and it's bad, and they mention it's the dark web and all those kind of scenarios. That's what you keep hearing because that's what they want you to understand about. Ignorance is not bliss. It's not when it comes to this. You gotta put your foot down and says, nah, I want to find out what this is really about. I'm hearing all kind of things. Take some time, man. This is gonna be big. There are people that are gonna become.
Buy my book.
Yeah, they're gonna be. They're gonna be. I'm in this to project.
I'm no long term.
Yeah, I'm long term. I can't. Nobody can move me out of this because I've taken the time to start studying for myself because I'm hearing the same stuff. It's on television all the time. I laugh when I hear some of it because I know what their motives are.
Yep.
I know what their motives are.
You know they got their talking points from somebody who has got a vested interest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies not succeeding.
Yeah, if I can push Bitcoin down to $6,000 or $5,000, and I can buy it and start dominating in that coin, yeah, I'm going to do it. And that's unfortunate. That's how people see this. Look, you got corruption everywhere.
That's right.
You got corruption in everything, man. So, yeah, they're going to try and belittle. Any technology has always encountered this. It was belittled before it was accepted. Internet, car, house, TV, plumbing.
Yep.
That was bad when it first came out. I hate to say it, any innovation is always questionable because it's got to enter the minds and change the minds of people. And one of the hardest things to do is change a human mind. It's hard at first.
But what made it change when people start spending their dollars?
They start seeing it. So wait a minute,
on
that
the
makes
new
sense.
technology. We have the power. Once we see the value of this stuff and start buying into it, they can't stop it.
Well, there's been a lot going on, and there's not a lot of people paying attention. When things are up at when things are up at $20,000, when Bitcoin was up $20,000, everybody got they got their ear to it.
Then they start buying.
And then they all jumped in. But now it has had a pullback, and it's about the same kind of a pullback that we've had in the past. And on the chart, it shows you there's these pullbacks, but it always goes up and increases after a pullback from what it was before. And so that means 20,000, even though it sounds like a lot of money, it's going to beat 20,000 again. As a matter of fact, the article where we got the chart that we're talking about, it says it's going to go to 91,000. Now that, in my opinion, is a wonderful figure.
By 2020, that is not that far away.
That's not far away. I mean, we're in 2018 right now, a quarter of the way through.
2 years?
So a year and 3/4, yeah, we're there. But will it be that? We don't know. But we do know history. We do know that this chart that we were looking at has got a history of exactly what we're dealing with in the past. And it's had, and let's look at it, a 70% decline before. Right here, we're having a 70% decline. And as it declined, it went up. It didn't go for a real long time like this one did, a year. It only looked like it went about a half a year. Then it started to go up. This is the longest decline we had between 2014 and 15. A little bit of 13, 14, and 15. It actually started 12 of 13 and went to January of 15. So 406 days, a little over a year, and it went down 86% and down to 160. But if I had bought it back at 10 cents, 160 bucks is not too bad. I just had to close my eyes during this other period, you know. But then it continued to go up, and here we are. So bottom line, I'm going to go with the trend. I'm going to go with taking this slow time because, you know, not everybody's talking about it. The views on YouTube are not there on all the channels that were there before. People all interested in it. You know, it's not going on right now. You're not getting all the likes. You're not getting all the searches. But this is the time. I bet you're getting more searches on the altcoins than ever before if people are smart, because that's what I'm doing. I'm going to look at which coins I'm going to reevaluate. It was hard to do any of that when everything was going up, but I'm going to reevaluate, guys. What coins are the best?
Now look, people are fickle, man, and I don't mean that offensively. People like winners, and that's a perception. Now, I remember in the 90s, it was nothing but the Boston Celtics and the LA Lakers.
That's true. And there was a whole bunch of teams out there. But you thought there was only two.
Yeah, but they dominated basketball.
The way people talk, you'd think there was the only two teams.
For 10 years, they dominated. They went back East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. And it was nothing who dominated basketball more than those guys. And everybody loved Boston. They either loved them or hated them. And it was the same thing with the Lakers. And you kind of foresee either one of those teams was going to win. That was it.
And I bet you can name 5 or 6 of those guys even to this day.
There you go. They still. And so
they're icons in basketball players.
Now, of course, they've been struggling lately for about, I don't know, maybe another 10 years. Right?
Same.
But they're still in the business.
Yeah,
of playing basketball.
But no, the point is basketball still exists.
Yep.
Oh,
and it's
I
still,
get it.
and they
Yep.
still, you still got.
And everybody was making money.
Yeah, they still make, yeah, it's still $1 billion industry. It's still $1 billion industry, and since that time, you've had other teams that have came in and did a little dominance. But basketball is still $1 billion industry, even though it got some times where you got highs and lows of other teams. But the industry itself,
Yep. Strong as ever.
Strong.
You bring up a good point. What about the teams that never won a championship? How come they didn't go out of
Man,
business?
they still rolling because they share in it too.
Yep.
They do.
They all in it. They still do.
Yep.
Some of these teams have never been to championship.
Kind of is my point. We got to keep our eye on the
gotta
ball.
stay on it,
You got to
man.
keep your eye on
Yeah.
the ball. You know, you got to go back to the basics. You know, we're talking sports now.
Yeah.
All right. What your coaches always tell you, even when you were just little league.
Fundamentals.
Fundamentals, boys. What I taught you. You got to do this. You got to block this way. You got to go to the basket that way. You got to keep your eye. You got to pick. You got to whatever it is. Whatever.
You know what you're supposed to be doing.
You know what you're supposed to be. And in this industry, it's bottom line. It's not the
not all
fluff
glamorous.
that goes the big coin that's going up right now. That's
Only.
not really it. What we're talking about is a long-term play here. We're talking about getting to the Super Bowl, and the way to get to the Super Bowl is fundamentals and the game and the play we're doing right now. And I tell you what
organization.
I'm doing right now, I'm checking out which coins. I've been looking at Ethereum Classic for a while, and I was so shocked. I went on one of my websites where I can find out where coins are in all areas or whether they're weak or strong, and they rate them. And I looked at the whole industry as rated by the same criteria. Ethereum Classic is the #1 rated coin of all 1,500 by the criteria that this service, this criteria is set up, and it's the #1 coin. Ethereum Classic. Now it got up to, I forget what it was, $50-$60 here before, close to 100 or something. And then I'm not sure, don't quote me on any of that, but it was up there and it got out of hand that I could buy it. There was so many other coins that were going up. I went and grabbed a bunch, but Ethereum is now at $12. It's at a viable, you can buy a whole lot of coins at $12.
$12.
Yeah. So, but it's the #1 coin. And where it's #1 is, let's talk about this. All right? Okay, what are they solving? They're solving the decentralized monetary exchange of value. And being able to be flexible because of contracts like the regular Ethereum is. Okay? But Ethereum Classic's doing the same exact thing, but it's more anonymous and it's more pure than the sellout of the original, and that's why a lot of people like it. So there's some intrinsic value about it, but there's also some real world value to it. Well, and then what are they working on? Are they working? That's another thing.
Is that white paper? Yeah. Is that white paper moving any?
Is it developing?
Is it all theory? Is it all on paper, or are you actually?
So in the Gitcoin records, are there programs working on certain improvements? That coin is got 100% on that. Ethereum Classic gets 100% rating on the programmers that are working on it currently. So they're as busy as bees making that coin the best possible coin. So these are fundamental things that you look at with a cryptocurrency, and all 1,500 of them. If you don't look, no. If you don't start looking at these kinds of things, and I'm not saying Ethereum Classic is going to go to the moon or anything like that. I'm just saying it impressed the crap out of me that this coin that's $12 has got such good ratings in all the areas. It's got a good team. It's solving solution. It's solving problems. It's got a solution. That's right. It's got a large community.
It's transparent too, meaning you got access to them through the social media and stuff like that.
Social media. There's lots of people.
What they're doing.
Right. Yeah. So we got to get back to basics, and so it's a little slow right now. Let's take the time to get in there and dissect some of these future coins, because there's 1,500 of it. We don't know which coin's going to come up at the top, and they all have different things they're doing.
Well, you got to become a sharpshooter, a sniper when it comes to this. You look for certain things when it comes to these coins, man, because the coins are coming out, and and I heard this. I heard Richard Branson say, he says there are going to be some coins that are going that are going to come out, they're going to be better than other coins. Some coins are going to pop, man. As soon as they come out, they're going to disappear.
Yep.
6 months down the road, they're gone.
Wait a minute.
Because nothing to them in the first place.
It's only ranked 16. It's in the top 20.
It's in the top 20. It's a pretty doggone good coin.
It's there. So that's what I'm saying. If anything, essentially, you should watch the top 20 coins.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm going to really do some research, and we're going to review Ethereum Classic and get down into it here in one of the shows coming up, because it's and there's a bunch of those in the top 100 that have got some really good value to them, and they're going to stick in the future. Just let's talk about trading the coins and stuff. Everybody was getting into the trading, and that's good, but I know some day traders, and I don't know many day traders that are millionaires and billionaires.
Day trading?
Day trading. You get you to a point where you can get enough money together so you can make millions, but if all you're doing is day trading, it's too busy. I mean, you're chasing all kinds of things. The people that made money with Apple, Walmart, they're the ones who saw the value of those when they were cheap, and they bought a slew of them, and now they 10 times or 20 times or 100 times, and then they split in 1,000 times. If you'd have bought all of those coins at the beginning, if you'd have known that those companies would be what they are today, and you'd have bought them when they were 10 cents, 25 cents, $1.50, whatever, and you bought a slew of them, you'd be a multi-millionaire, and you wouldn't have to be worried about it.
But adding to what you're saying, Gary, those coins or those companies were fundamentally sound from the start.
That's right. Fundamentally sound from the start. They had a good plan, good people behind them.
There you go. From the start.
From the start. So what you got to do is look at these cryptocurrencies and find the ones
that are fundamentally sound from the start.
Well, you got to be able to take the risk. Okay, let's say I got $10, and there's a coin over here I want to buy. Think about this. Do I take the whole $10 and put it on one coin?
Well, it depends.
Okay, now.
It depends.
Okay, let me finish my story. Or can I spend $1 on 10 coins, and all I need is for one of them to pop? If I put all of it over here. So
you didn't diversify your investment.
Well, I think there's a lot to say about that. Yeah.
But all I need is one to pop out of. I have increased my odds. But it's going to take some research to pick those 10.
I agree. I don't think you should just put all your money into one coin.
But see, that's the fascinating thing about cryptocurrency world than any other right now. Average Joe can cough up $50.
Yep.
And for the first time in his or her life,
he's investing.
He's an investor.
He's an investor.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that could turn on almost anyone. That means that's across the board for anybody that they can come up with. You don't even have to have $50. You can do $10 and make that $10 precious. Because we're talking average Joe.
Right, we're talking average Joe.
Take that $10. I mean, be serious about it. Take that $10 and start doing some investigating about. Not saying that you gotta go with the top 10 coins.
Yeah.
And go in there and look
there's
at
some coins for 15 cents.
Stellar Lumens. You got Ripple.
Cardano.
Cardano is 15 cents.
They're all under 50 cents right now.
Yeah.
Under $1.
Under $1, man. So you go in there and get your
1,000 coins at 15 cents for 150 bucks.
Man, it's like planting corn and just watch it.
Well, this is such an opportunity. You just want to shake people and say, wake up.
You can't be lazy. You got to work.
It's a paradigm.
It's a paradigm.
That's what you keep hearing.
Let's talk a little news. Okay, hey. One of the reasons some of this FUD is going on is because that governments are starting to recognize, and that's why cryptocurrency ain't going away. They wouldn't be giving it 2 cents.
If they could kill it, they would have killed it by now.
Yeah, if they'd killed it, they'd have killed it by now. It's not a fad. It's not going away. So they are figuring out they've got to find a way to tax it.
They got to regulate
it. And they got to regulate it somehow. And so that's what's going on.
That's acceptance.
Japan, there's a company called Binance. It's an exchange where you can go and buy cryptocurrencies. It's one of the best ones. It started in China. And Chinese got a little hard on wanting to control things because they're a bunch of authoritarians and they're communists and they want to own everybody's money and make you think that they're spreading it out equally to everybody,
like
and they're
all
not.
governments.
Yeah, like
that never works.
It never works. So they came down hard on Binance, and they came down on Tron, and Tron is going to have go the same way of what I'm going to tell you right now. But Binance has done a good job. Everybody likes Binance; it buys coins, and they left China and they went to Japan, and of course Japan is a first world country, and they want to make sure everything's right, and they want to make sure that if they are going to bring these exchanges in under their government, that they are going to be at least responsible of have a certain amount of paperwork they're going to file and da-da-da-da-da. Well, when they got over to Japan, the Japanese have been getting pressure by all the other countries and all the banks, and they don't want to proliferate this cryptocurrency ideology anymore. I mean, you can tell by the headlines all over the world that the governments are scared, the bankers are scared, they're pushing back. So they're pushing back on Binance. Well, there's a little country, and if you know your Bible history, we were talking about that earlier, there's a little country called Malta. And a lot of people won't know what that is, but Malta is a beautiful little country in the middle of the Mediterranean. It's the country where when Paul got shipwrecked, his ship landed there. Remember, the snake bit him on the hand. You know the Bible story. It's in Acts in the story of the apostles. And it's a little country called Malta, and they have what they're going to call the Malta Digital Innovation Authority. They see that Malta, this little country, kind of like the Swiss did.
Like Sweden.
Yeah, the Switzerland did with banks. These guys want to become that for cryptocurrency. Now, is that pretty cool? That is pretty cool. I like that, fellas.
They want to be the homeland.
They want to be the homeland of it. And it's in a little country called Malta. Let me show you this little country, what it looks like.
Fascinating, man.
It's a beautiful little country. And we'll throw up this. Okay, we'll show you what Malta. This is Malta, guys. It's a beautiful little country. And it speaks English. It's an English-speaking country. It has Italian there too, but you can get around real well. It has all kinds of historical monuments, and it's just a typical. Isn't it beautiful? Beautiful country. And this is a tour guide.
There's another with the Binance. You got that one up there?
That's the article? Let me click over to that article.
Kind of gives a better.
Is that here?
Yes, it's to your left.
To my left.
Two more down. One more.
Okay, there we go. So Binance moves to.
No, you guys are kidding.
Yeah, no. Binance is moving. It says one of the fastest.
If Binance goes there, maybe
you have got to be kidding.
I'm telling you, what's going to happen.
Yep.
KuCoin is may try to go. I'm just.
I bet KuCoin. I speculate KuCoin will follow.
If this is going to be the mecca for, I hate to use the word mecca, but if this is going to be the fertile ground for cryptocurrency, this is going to be the headquarters or the place where you can come and
all of the exchanges.
All exchanges may come here. Or some of the coin.
Tron is wanting to go there. Too. I read an article about Tron wanting to be there.
It's going to be accepted. It's going to be the Switzerland of cryptocurrency.
A lot of people want to be that. There's some other countries that have said it. Even Switzerland itself.
Yeah. Oh, they're all vying.
Yeah, they're all vying to get these exchanges and cryptocurrencies to home, right?
That is huge.
That's huge.
I looked at, the weather there is really nice. It's like being in South Florida.
Oh, it's a beautiful place.
It's a beautiful place.
But I mean, can you imagine? In other words, they're saying we're willing to accept $1 trillion of cryptocurrency.
Absolutely.
$2 trillion.
Absolutely.
We'll want you to come here and grow and develop your skills. You want to develop your company, your aspects of cryptocurrency, the blockchain. All that's going to attract
billions of dollars.
Billions of dollars
into Malta. And what a beautiful little country. Yeah. It speaks English, so you can travel there, you can do business there, you can I tell you what, it's got all the high-speed access you want in that country. And it's cheap to live there.
Yeah. And it's like one of these little statements. You going where you celebrate it. And that's basically, you want to go where you can be accepted.
So remember this, Malta Digital Innovation Authority. They are creating an authority just so, and they're not going to restrict it so bad and control it so much like Japan was trying to do, and some of the others, to make it simple for the companies to develop.
What's that in San Francisco? What's San Francisco known for?
Oh, Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
Come here, and we'll let you innovate and
grow and develop
and think and process your thing through.
And what is
freedom?
And what is Switzerland known for? Gold.
Yeah, and banking.
And all of the gold and banking.
Come do your banking here.
Do your gold here, your banking.
There you go.
And you know what? The sun is setting on that.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
The sun is set now. Not the gold.
Not the gold.
No, because gold and silver will always
be
have
around
value.
forever.
That's right. And as a matter of fact, value of silver right now is down, and it's a good time to buy. And this is what we're trying to say, I guess, to this show today, is don't be concerned about all the bad news. Understand, if you read a little bit and you study this is here to stay. Learn it. And you have an opportunity to take advantage of the opportunity and create wealth for your family and for your descendants, and bring freedom into all kinds of other countries, because this cryptocurrency can be used by third world countries where the banks didn't even want to go out and deal with those third world people. This will give them a currency to use and become prosperous. So it's all about prosperity when you bottom it. It's really all about prosperity and using technology, the God-given technology that's there. The knowledge has always been here. We're just discovering it.
That's it.
The mathematics was always there.
Yeah.
The systems were always there. It was just us thinking it through and processing and then making it applicable to a situation. And now, for us not to take that talent that's been given us and do something with it, or take that technology and not do something, be lost. So I'm really excited. I'm more excited now than I was when it was 20,000, because that makes it available for me and my family with the little resources. I'm not a billionaire. With the little resources we have to think about, I'd like to buy a little of this. I mean, I can afford $100 to do this, and I can afford $50 to do that. And after a while, you have something built up. Then, when it does go to 100 or 91,000, like that article says, where are you going to be then?
You can sit back and say, "I did it."
And everybody, that's right. And everybody else will be saying, "Boy, I wish I'd have bought it at $1,000. I wish I'd have bought it at $6,000. I wish I'd have bought it at $15,000. They'll be all saying that. Like we're saying, I wish I'd have bought it at $10.
Before and after. That's all it's about, before and after.
So guys, this is what really this show's about. I think we want to encourage you to take a hold of your future. Take a hold of your life. Get some education. Study to show yourself to be approved so that you can
won't be ashamed.
You won't be ashamed of why you kicked yourself. I didn't get in. I kicked myself. I didn't get in.
So in other words, you guys are telling me,
don't hesitate.
Education doesn't start until you get out of school.
There you go.
Not only that, education is a tool.
Yeah, it's a tool.
It's a tool.
Use it,
and it creates a skill set. A skill.
I'll tell you another thing is getting together with people, and that's why I get together with these guys. Getting together with people who are visionary, who are serious, and who want to see their lives change. Hang with people like that. Don't hang around a bunch of
naysayers, man.
Naysayers.
Keep you broke.
That's right. And tune into our show. We want to encourage you to interact with us. We are transparent as can be. We're just regular guys. We've always said that. We're not big financiers. We're just regular guys that see an opportunity that's come about, and we want to take advantage of it while it's still here.
That's right.
And you should be as well. So if you're like-minded like us, hang with us on Saturdays or whenever you watch us. Communicate with us, and we'll share ideas. You might come up with something, a coin, or you might come up with a particular opportunity that we're not aware of. a different exchange that has a best rate to get involved.
Sure.
You might have a strategy you want to share with us about how to invest a little bit in this and then a little bit in that, and then you put it together and cobble it into some very, very profitable strategy. We want to hear about that. If you got a strategy on how to do it, like Carl says, you've got to look at it. Would you put $10 in one, or have that $10 and kind of spread your risk out? That's a strategy. And if you've got a strategy, share it with us. Like us, smash the likes, click the subscribe button, and more than that, communicate with us. We would love to hear your ideas. We'd love to hear what you think about certain coins. If there's a coin you like and you'd like us to talk about it, we'd love to do it. So you tell us what you want this program to be, and we really enjoy you tuning in. Thank you. Now we're going to be out. We'll catch you next time on Crypto Crew Live.